Amnah Ajmal is the Executive Vice President of Market Development for Eastern Europe, the Middle East, and Africa for Mastercard. She's responsible for acceptance, acquiring, merchants, digital partnerships, fintechs, strategy, and M&A for the region. Previously, she led the North America Product Organization and was responsible for the development and management of consumer and small business payment solutions, with a focus on creating sustainable competitive differentiation for Mastercard and its customers. And she joins us now. Now, the fintech landscape is accelerating at a phenomenal pace to bring more people into the digital economy. How is Mastercard really helping to fuel this acceleration?
Thank you, Ramya. I totally agree with you. The fintech landscape is really changing at an unprecedented pace. And while at Mastercard, we continue to strengthen our own in-house capabilities and solutions, but at the same time, we do a lot of acquisitions to make sure we keep up with this pace that you just mentioned. Because consumers' needs are changing in a rapid way, and so is the need of the SMEs, the businesses. So just to give you a few examples, we acquired a firm called SessionM, which is a loyalty provider behind brands like Starbucks, L'Oreal. It provides real-time personalization and contextualization, which is so powerful. We acquired a firm which is called CipherTrace. It's a cryptocurrency intelligence firm which has insights into 900 cryptocurrencies. These are just few examples. Because when you look at these assets and capabilities that we acquired and you power them with our data, our network and infrastructure, the impact that we can have on digital transformation and inclusion is huge. And our innovation strategy is based on collaboration. Our world-class APIs can make sure that different players in the ecosystem connect and they can co-create and co-innovate. And last but not the least, inclusion is at the heart and center of what we do every day at Mastercard. We do have a mission to include 1 billion people into the digital economy by 2025 and 50 million MSMEs with a special focus on 25 million women entrepreneurs. So I believe all of us have a role to play in this, and together we can get this done.
So what tools and services does Mastercard provide for innovators in the fintech space?
So if we go back to the basics for a minute, what do consumers need? Consumers need simplicity, choice, and a flexible means to pay, which is safe and secure, anywhere, anytime in the world. If you look at SMEs, they need to bring the cost of operations down and they need to increase their sales, right? There are multiple ways we collaborate with different players in the industry, with different sectors, be it retailers, fintechs, telcos, government, banks. A few examples could be we provide them with loyalty solutions so they can increase their share of wallet powered with artificial intelligence, which helps them to monetize the data. We provide them with cyber risk assets, which helps the SME not only to take care of the risk that businesses face today, but also to future-proof their business. But more importantly, we work with fintechs across 172 markets in the world. What do fintechs do? They go very deep into a problem and they solve it beautifully. But what they lack is scale. We connect these fintechs to larger organizations. We integrate them into our products and capabilities so they have a path to scale. And that's really a great piece of work because it just brings the larger organizations and the fintechs and Mastercard and this entire ecosystem together to provide superior consumer value proposition and also to include the SMEs into the financial services. Few examples of the fintech partnerships that we signed this year are like Hyperpay, Nimcard, OPay, Socken, EasyPay. And all of these partnerships focus on driving digital transformation and on inclusion.
So you're speaking about collaboration and innovation, and Mastercard's Collaborate to Innovate event is returning for the second time this year. Tell us about this year's theme, what's new, and what we can really look forward to.
Sure. So at Mastercard, we often talk about how the only thing we need to predict is unpredictability and how the only thing that's certain is uncertainty. So that's a lot that we're going to discuss at this event on September 28th and 29th, where I'm super excited because leaders, 30 total leaders across Eastern Europe, Middle East, and Africa would come together on one stage. But not only is the diversity from a geography perspective, but they are from various sectors like retail, telcos, fintechs, PSPs, digital marketplaces, hotels, airlines, you name it. And not only they would discuss the business and the digital landscape, they would also discuss leadership. which is such a pressing topic of our times because it requires us to lead with empathy, authenticity, and purpose. They would be like tons of very interesting topics. Just to name a few, we would be discussing how we can redefine the travel industry, because the traveler of today is looking for a completely different experience than the traveler of a few years back. We would be discussing how can we scale adoption of new technologies like artificial intelligence, 5G, and many others. We would also be discussing some of the thought-provoking topics of our times, like gender biases in new technologies, something that I'm very passionate about. We would be demystifying some of the myths around cryptocurrencies. So it's very exciting to have such great C-suite leaders come together on one stage. We also have inspirational and motivational speakers to bring some of the personal stories to life. And one new thing that's going to happen in this year's Collaborate to Innovate, and was not present at last year, which is very interesting, is that we are going to bring few startups in front of a judging panel to understand how innovative their idea is and how we can help them scale. And the winner would get access to Mastercard's product suites as well as Mastercard's network and experts so that they can scale their idea. So it's all super interesting, and it's on September 28th and 29th, and it's the first time in the region that such interesting industry speakers and leaders would come together, along with the fintech startup judging panel that we would do.
Wonderful opportunities that you're providing there as well. Now, technology and digital disruption were really focal points for the entire world over the past nearly 3 years since the onset of the pandemic. And Collaborate to Innovate was conceived during the pandemic, wasn't it? So tell us about the position that Mastercard found itself in during this time of incredible upheaval.
Thank you. So there are lots of things we did, but if I have to mention one, I would say it's connecting. We are connecting people to possibilities, and we're connecting businesses to opportunities. And the second edition of Collaborate to Innovate is also all about connecting.
Thank you so much for joining us today, Amnah.
Thank you so much.